Sadly, not all trips are created equal. Welcome to Around the World. Today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 destinations to avoid for a holiday. Are you a fan of our channel? Be sure to subscribe to Around the World and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at various destinations around the world that, for a variety of reasons, are best to avoid even next year despite their appeal. Whether due to overcrowding, environmental concerns, or ethical issues, these destinations should simply be on your no-go list. Number 10. Halstat, Austria. This tiny Austrian town is like something out of a dream or fantasy film, and in fact, it apparently served as the inspiration for the fictional kingdom of Arendelle in Disney's hugely popular Frozen franchise. Halstat has always been a popular destination amongst travelers in the know, especially photographers, but in the wake of the massive success of the films, it's been consistently overrun with tourists. During peak season, it now reportedly averages about 10,000 to 30,000 visitors on a given day, and while that figure might seem manageable by tourist industry standards, you need to remember that Halstat is only home to just over 750 residents. Over-tourism has not only tarnished the experience for every visitor, but has also significantly impacted the quality of life for locals, prompting the mayor to limit tour buses. Number 9. The Faroe Islands. It's crazy how quickly things can change in the travel industry. In 2019, the Faroe Islands felt like this perfect little escape, a great destination for anyone looking to go off the beaten path. In 2021, however, the inherent appeal of the Faroe Islands, coupled with increased representation on social media, has this Danish territory feeling overrun. In 2016, the local Faroe Islands Tourism Board launched a brilliant marketing campaign, and it proved infinitely more successful than anyone could have imagined. Flash forward a few years and this destination is closing itself off to viewers for one weekend a year so they can clean up to make improvements. The Faroe Islands are clearly doing everything they can to ensure that their tourist industry is a sustainable one, but with such success, overcrowding feels inevitable. Number 8. Lisbon, Portugal. Once considered the cool alternative to overcrowded Barcelona, Lisbon is now struggling with many of the same issues as its Spanish neighbor. The streets are packed with tourists to the point that during peak season, just navigating a popular neighborhood can get claustrophobic. The locals are starting to push back, and their want for privacy and comfort in their own city is something we should all endeavor to respect. Don't get us wrong, Portugal is still a great country to consider for your travel plans and remains notably easy on the wallet compared to other Western European countries. We're just suggesting that you consider a less buzzworthy Portuguese city like Oviedo, which has been called the Venice of Portugal or the fascinating city of Coimbra. Number 7. Santorini, Greece. Looking at photos of this Greek paradise, it's all too easy to imagine yourself living out your dream vacation there. Sadly, modern-day Santorini feels unrecognizable compared to what it was just a few short decades ago, because what the photos rarely show you are the hordes of tourists that pack the narrow streets. The iconic white buildings with blue accents remain, and the views are stunning as ever. It's hard for Santorini inherent magic to take effect when you're always waiting in line. And we're not talking about a line for a bathroom or photo spot. No, in picturesque Ia, you're likely to find yourself waiting in line just to keep walking forward as you simply attempt to explore the town. Sadly, Santorini isn't just crowded, it also feels like a victim of cultural erosion, with tourist-oriented businesses largely outnumbering authentic establishments. Number 6. Faroe Islands, Thailand. Once upon a time, hard though it might be to believe, this destination was considered a hidden gem. Following its appearance in the 2000 Leonardo DiCaprio film The Beach, however, it's become one of the hottest places to visit in Thailand. The entire area is absolutely breathtaking. Towering limestone cliffs and monoliths covered in greenery rise from the brilliant blue water, but the crowning gem of the Faroe Islands, Maya Beach, was closed in 2018 to allow the local environment to recover from excessive foot traffic. Unfortunately, 2 decades of overcrowding begins to take its toll on the environment. Number 5. Switzerland. Unlike most of our previous entries, Switzerland thankfully doesn't have an over-tourism problem, probably because most people can't afford it. Switzerland has many things going for it: chocolate, cheese, the Alps, and excellence in banking. Unfortunately, it's also a contender for the highest cost of living anywhere on the planet. While travelers are sure to leave with a newfound appreciation for the price of rent and groceries back home, they might also find themselves cutting their trip short. From accommodations to entertainment and food, your hard-earned travel budget doesn't go nearly as far in this admittedly beautiful country. If you've recently won the lottery, by all means, go for it, but for the average traveler, it's safe to say that you'll have a richer and longer travel experience should you make a more economical choice. Number 4. Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, USA. Scuba diving is one of the greatest, most eye-opening activities that one can partake in while traveling. When you take the plunge and venture into a colorful underwater world, you're essentially getting 2 trips for the price of 1. American diving enthusiasts are lucky because just off the southeast coast of the United States lies the 3rd largest barrier reef in the world. Unfortunately, this incredible ecosystem is currently in a very precarious situation, facing a triple threat in the form of invasive species, climate change, pollution, physical damage. Tourism dollars might help the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary do its good work, but tourists also exacerbate the problem. In fact, for the sake of the reef's recovery, it's probably better to give all of the Florida Keys a break for a few years. The entire area is suffering from human and natural activity. Number 3. Dubrovnik, Croatia. We know it's just like Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, Dubrovnik, serving as a filming location for the popular show, coupled with the rise of social media influencers, has made this city a veritable tourist magnet, and unfortunately, it would seem that the hordes of visitors descending upon what was previously the Mediterranean best-kept secret aren't retreating anytime soon. Croatia as a country has been overlooked for far too long. It deserves to benefit economically from this newfound international interest, but for its tourism industry to be sustainable, we as travelers need to spread out a bit. Zagreb, though not a coastal city, is arguably just as beautiful as Dubrovnik. Well, Lachin and Vis are great alternatives for those who are in the market for a beach holiday. Number 2. Kanpur, India. When people think of India, from a travel perspective at least, there are typically 3 things that come to mind: food, iconic structures, and crowds. As the largest city in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Kanpur checks all 3 boxes. The Sri Radha Krishna Temple, Nanar Park, and the Kanpur Zoological Park are just a few of the area's most popular attractions. Kanpur's greatest claim to fame, however, is its leather, and it's long been the tannery capital of India. Unfortunately, being an industrial and manufacturing hub, Kanpur is also considered to be among the cities with the worst air quality anywhere in the world. In 2018, when the World Health Organization published its list of most polluted cities by particulate matter construction, Kanpur was number 1. So while those leather and textile markets might be tempting, the overwhelming pollution is a strong argument for staying away. Number 1. North Korea. The current trend in travel seems to be towards authentic, unique, and highly localized experiences. Unfortunately, in our increasingly interconnected, documented, and small world, destinations that fit the description feel fewer and farther between, but North Korea certainly fits the bill. The Hermit Kingdom has recently been opening itself up to tourism, attracting adventurous travelers who are anxious to explore one of the most insular nations on Earth. The thing is, not only is it incredibly risky to visit a country with such severe laws and poor international relations, but it also raises ethical dilemmas. Yes, cultural exchange between outsiders and the local people is a benefit to everyone, but North Korean defectors ask that travelers not support the country's tourism industry. This is because the government controls what visitors see and do, and such trips serve to spread propaganda and provide funds to a dictatorship that violates the human rights of its citizens. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other videos for great travel destinations, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about our latest videos.